Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be diving into lead code problems, which is very important for starting with the interview preparations. So today we are starting the lead code, and I will start with the very first problem, that is the two-sum problem. So as you can see, let's start. Okay. So as you can see, it's given an array of. It's a very simple problem. Okay. Given an array of integers. Okay, given an array of integers and an integer target, return the indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. So you may assume that each input would have exactly have one solution, or you may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. So if the input is 2, 7, 11, 15, and the target is 9, the output would be 0 and 1, because 2 plus 7 is equals to 9. Okay. Next example is 3 to 4 and the target is 6. In that case, the output will be 2 plus 4 and the indexes are 1 and 2. Okay. The third example they have given is 3 and 3 and the target is 6. Okay. And the constraints they have given. Okay. Only one valid answer exists. Okay. Follow-up. Can you come up with an algorithm that is less than order of n square time complexity? Okay. So we all know that how we can do it, right? You can go for two for loops that would be giving an complexity of order of n square, right? So we will try to solve it using order of n. So suppose I'll take an example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And uh, I have been given a target of 9, suppose. Okay. So now what I need to check is whether if any of this is being able to conclude 9. Okay. That means, so in for loop approach, what you do is you go for INJ, and you try to go and check for individual variations that whether it sums up to the target variable or not. Okay. So here we will do a little, do I will try to solve it in order of n. Okay. So first let's check 1, 2. So we will read it one by one sequentially. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we will declare an hash map. So the space complexity will be a, there would be there, but it can be solved in order of n. So what I can do is I can have a I can have a hash map, and we will go with the complement approach. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll first check whether, if I'll check one, I'll take one. Okay. And after that, I will do a complement, that is 9 minus 1. Okay, that is 8. If 8 is existing in the hash map, okay, then we will return, because these two are complementing, so we will be returning 1 and 8. But if it is not there, what I'll do is I will store 1 and the index. Okay. If it is not there, I will go next, that is 2. Okay. In 2, I'll check that whether 7 exists or not. If it does not exist, then I will map it with, so this will be one thing. Okay. So I just, so there will be 1 0, and we will store 2 1, because this, that is the next index, right? And after that, I will check 3, because 2 and 7 does not exist. I mean 7 does not exist in the complement, right? So I'll go 9 minus 3. Okay. And what we'll have is 6. Okay. So 6 is not there. What I'll do is, so the existing ones 1 0 to 1, and I'll do 3 2. Okay. That is This is the value, this is the index. This is the value, this is the index. This is the value, this is the index. After that, what I'll do is, let's, ah, okay. And after that, what I'll do is I'll go to the next one because I have not, I'm still traversing. So in that case, what I'll do is I'll do 9 minus 4. Okay. 3 has been done, 4. So in case of 4, what I'll check, that is 5. And as I can see that, whenever you have 5, so it is there. I mean, so sorry, it is not there. I mean, it's in the array, but it's not in the hash map. So what I'll do is I'll do 1, 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3. Okay. And after that, I'll do 9 minus 5. Now, you see, whenever you're getting the 4, you see that the 4 is already existing in the third index, okay, which will eventually give you that 5 and 4 pair, right? So this is how we can implement the logic, okay. So this is how you can see that with a single comparison, we would be able to figure out what is the target sum is, okay. So let's implement the logic. So let's try to implement it. I'll declare a hash map where I will integer complement map, and it will be a hash map. Okay. So after that, I'll traverse it. So here I will be storing the value and the index. That's why it's an integer and integer. So after that, I'll do was int I is equals to 0, I less than nums dot length I plus plus, and after that I'll calculate complement. The what that component will complement will be target minus nums I. Okay. After that, once the complement is there, I'll check if uh, complement map dot contains key. If that complement is there, then what I'll do is I'll return new int, and what I'll be giving, that is complement map dot get. With that, I'll get the key, okay, and I'll deliver the value as well. Okay, so this would be the base case. If I'm able to get that complement, I'll return the key and the value. That means the value and the index. Okay, and if it is not there, if it is not able to find, then what I'll do is I'll write it in the hash map, that is complement map dot put, and I will give the element and the index. Okay, so this is going to be the basic for loop. That is, with a single for loop, we will be able to we will be able to determine the kind of values that will be required. I mean the indexes, right? So as it is returning an integer, so I mean integer array, so I'll just return a garbage value. I mean, not a garbage value, it's just a sample value that it is expecting. So it will never reach here. So if you provide the kind of data that if it is the target value is always achieved, then it will always terminate it here. It will never reach to this condition. Okay, so let's run it. Class is expected key return int. This is Okay. Yep. Now, as you can see, so it was not able to initialize it. That's the reason. Okay. Let's submit it and check all the test cases are passed or not. Ideally, it should pass. Yep. As you can see, oh, yep. Great. So the runtime is 2 milliseconds and beats 98.92%, but the memory is a bit, uh, it's on the downside because we have declared a hash map. So yeah, that's it. That's it for today. So that's how you can solve this program with order of n with a single loop. You don't need nested loops. Okay. So yeah, see you in the next video. We will solve something else in the next video. Till then, happy coding. Bye.